All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of 1 Million Cups. My name is Ivan Monreal, and I will be today's host for our presentation. Just a quick overview. Today, I will be talking about the history of 1 Million Cups, and then our guest, Carl, will be giving his 6-minute presentation. Then we'll have question and answers, and then I'll be giving us our closing. 1 Million Cups was created by Ewing Marison Kaufman Foundation.
Mary Kaufman Foundation.
Mary Kaufman.
There we go.
The Kaufman Foundation works with communities and entrepreneurs and educates in increasing opportunities that allows people to learn, take risks, and own their success. What is 1 Million Cups? 1 Million Cups is a free weekly program that educates, engages, and connects local entrepreneurs. In the beginning, 1 Million Cups started off very small in Kansas City, then later grew to 2 communities. In 2014, it had 23 communities, and by 2018, it grew to 163 communities, all spread out through USA. Now there are over 130 communities, 1 to 2 presentations a week, 6-minute presentations, and a 15-minute question and answer. If you all want to learn more about 1 Million Cups, please feel free to join our amazing community online and visit our platform at 1millioncups.com/Chico to sign up. Carl, are you ready to present?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Take it away.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Carl Godinez, and I am the CEO and founder of Party Cup, a product that will keep you and your drink safe. So going into the problem, we're always running into issues that can easily be avoided at social events. For example, personally, I'm always spilling my drinks, misplacing them, or just making sure that they're safe is already an issue in itself. So these things may seem like big issues or small issues, but they happen very often and they can easily be avoided. How can you avoid them, you may ask? Well, with Party Cup. So let us solve your problems. Party Cup is a reusable can lid that fits on your typical beer, soda, or seltzer can. What it's gonna do for you is prevent spills and falls. It's gonna keep the bad stuff out of your drink, and it's gonna ensure that your drink is easy to distinguish from other drinks at any social event. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. In reality, all you would have to do is open your soda, beer, or seltzer can, and then pop on that party can lid. With that, you can open and slide open the drinking tab to drink when you want, and close it when you don't want to drink. With that, you'll be able to enjoy your drink worry-free. We have 2 different target markets that I want to get into. The first target market is our primary, which is young adults aged 18 to 25. These young adults are either college students, just entering the real world, going into the workforce. They enjoy going out, socializing with friends, and having a good time together. Research shows that 80% of college students do enjoy going out from time to time. So that's a little bit of our underlying magic. Not only that, but I am a college student myself, so I really understand the market. Our secondary target market are adults aged 26 to 40. These adults enjoy neighborly barbecues, picnics in the park, or family gatherings. They still like to have their fun, but they keep it a little more chill than our primary target market. Going off of that, I want to talk about our marketing plan. There are 3 different aspects that I would like to discuss with this. The first one being social media. I do understand the importance of social media in our day and age, so I would love to grow on platforms such as TikTok or Instagram and use those advertising tools such as Facebook ads and other things to promote our brand. On top of that, I really want to be interactive with our first customers and consumers. That being said, I would love to go to different campuses and represent my brand, going to different booths, having booths on campus or off campus that have a lot of social events to get customer feedback, feelings about the brand, and grow awareness about who we are and what we do for college students and for the community. On top of that, as we begin to expand, I would love to work with others, other businesses such as liquor stores or drugstores to have our product in the same place as other drinking accessories. That way people would be able to know that Party Cup is the right option for them at the store. And why is this important? There are 2 aspects. The first one I'm going to talk about is the more important one to me, and it's actually the reason that I created this product: safety. So some issues go deeper than people like to talk about. There's always an elephant in the room when it comes to college, drinking, or really social events in general. And that is the problem with people getting roofied or drugged at social events. This is a serious issue and a serious problem, and people don't really like to talk about it, but that doesn't mean that it's not prevalent and important to bring it up. So I thought, why not turn this into something that can be handled with ease, an easy solution that will minimize the risk. On top of that, it's our industry analysis. So there's not a big market for this, but it's still a big problem. We do have a few competitors, but other than that, our competitors would be just reusable bottles in general. So there's a lot of opportunity for growth for Party Cup to dominate the market. With that, here are the competitors that I just talked about. We see them being Smarter Seal, The Cappy, and Beverage Buddy. And with this, I like to base them off. I did a bunch of research on these companies, of course. They are my competition. And I base them off having a leak-proof lid, a drinking tab, being secure and durable, and having style, of course. And what do you know? Party Cup is the only one that hits all of these marks. So I think it's the clear decision when you're going to be competing with these, what the best choice is. This is my future plans and projections. So my main goal is to really finalize my business plan and create my prototypes so that I can really have a final product to start selling. These products will be sold at $3 each, and I'm expecting a profit of $1.50 to $2. I really want to start with my community, being the Chico State population, and doing in-person sales. As I just mentioned, I would love to be doing booths on campus or just having tabling that I can get my name out there, do some free sample marketing to attract attention, and then being able to build social media presence right in the center of my own community, Chico, California. With that and word of mouth, I would love to grow our internet presence to be able to sell online. And ultimately, my goal is to have different representatives across California and the United States representing Party Cup at their colleges the same way I plan to do in Chico. With that, I just want to briefly talk about our startup costs because those are some things that I would like to address. This is just something that is going to start me with funding when I have the funding myself. But these things include equipment rental, operating supplies, insurances, advertising, promotional materials, and licenses. That totals $6,100. And that's just something that's going to get me on my feet and get started with this idea to become a reality. So with that and that funding, once I get funding or I start funding myself, I'll be able to put that money into the development and production of the product. And because money will be invested into that, I'll really be able to focus on brand awareness, marketing, and company visibility. This way, I'll be able to grow at a faster rate so that hopefully you guys can have Party Cup in your hands in no time. With that being said, cheers. My name is Carl Godinez, and I hope that you guys can get the party started with Party Cup. Thank you.
Good job. All right, Ivan, you're the host.
Okay, do we have any questions for our presenter, Carl?
So this is going to be a direct to consumer.
Yes, it is. That is the plan.
So they would have to take this lid with them where they go. And how do they know it's going to fit the drink cup
Yeah.
where they're at?
Good point. So the plan is the typical can lid that would fit is a typical soda or beer can. That is the average size for any can that you usually would buy. Seltzer cans are a different size. They are smaller. So my plan is to sell two different products in one. So it would be two of these lids. So depending where they go, if they know what they'll be drinking, they can bring one of them, but there's going to be an attachment to be able to put it onto a keychain or their keys that they can bring it with them. The top of the lid still is relatively small, so you'd be able to fit it in your pocket. So it wouldn't really take up too much space. It would be the same as, less than a phone or a wallet in your pocket. So yeah, they would have to see if they would want to bring both lids to their social event, whether they'll be drinking seltzers or a different type of beverage, they can, but it's really up to them what they would like to bring to that social event.
So have you thought about actually to the business?
To the business?
Yeah, like if
B model.
I mean, I know, yes. I mean, I know some people that have been roofied, not gonna lie. And it's been on a bar where it's been in a regular glass. And probably that happens more often than not, I would say, because a lot of people, I feel like you put your drink down more than you do your beer bottle. I don't know. That's just my, like when you're out. And like a beer bottle is smaller, right? Or even a can, it's harder, like you have a cup.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe that would be a better idea is to actually have the opportunity for the bars to have it.
Yeah.
And then people, they don't have to use it, but you want a lid on your drink.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
I completely understand that. And I know that one of the issues with this product is that there are so many other ways to drink a beverage other than just being in a can.
Right.
But the way I see it for Party Cup is I really don't see much awareness at all around this issue. So I really want to take it one step at a time and do what I can, whether it be just one type of drink that I can help with. I want to, be able to start with that. I would love to, brainstorm more and think about ways that I could implement Party Cup into other types of cans or drinks, cups. But right now the concept is strictly for cans, just because that's the way that it will be able to pop on the
Sure,
easiest
yeah.
and, be secure.
Yeah.
But with that, I'm very open, to brainstorming other ways that other different types of cups can be involved in this as well. I just wanted this to be, the starting force to, really get the awareness out. Because even with that, if someone brings this to a social event or a party, and they're talking about, why they have it and what it does, people will be a little bit more aware of, why it exists. So, they'll keep that in the back of their mind for, other drinks as well. Mhm.
It seems to me, I seem to remember some research you had done in the past on the amount of beer, soda and seltzer that's sold in general to college students versus them spending money at bars. And it seemed to me that it doesn't mean that the money was different. It meant like the consumed product was more. Is that, do I remember that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. But I do believe there should, and I hope you'll put in your product roadmap in the future, a B2B play. I'm not saying people like Riley's are gonna buy it, but they should.
Yeah.
I believe those are conversations you've already explored, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have thought about that. I mean, when I first thought about this product, I would just think it would be people bringing these things to the bars.
Mhm.
But I think it would be a great idea to connect with, the local bars and breweries or anything that is selling these products. Even that's why I mentioned, the liquor stores,
Right.
Having those ready and, right next to the other drinking accessories. So people can say like, oh, I'm buying a 6-pack. I could just buy one of these party cup lids
Right.
to, implement it as well. But I think that it's a great idea, to do, just as you said, and connect with these local bars so that they have the same concept. They could buy them off of me and be handing them out so that people feel more safe at their own, where they're drinking,
Right.
and they'll be able to come back with more
Right.
trust in where they're drinking.
Yeah.
Because I know they had the, and this was, I hadn't seen it before, but because of COVID, this was October of 20, I want to say, and Jason and I had gone down to Carlsbad. And the one Spanish restaurant we went to, they were automatically using that. And that might have been the last product that your comparison chart that you had. It was a seal that actually seals your cup.
Mhm.
And then we just poked our straw through, and it was a margarita.
Yeah,
But that was because of COVID, because they were trying to keep
yeah.
stuff coming out of your mouth. But we're like, wow, this is a really cool idea. And I actually at the time worked for the chamber, and I had emailed Michael Thomas at Trace Hombres, because they were using the to-go jars too at the time, but using those cups during COVID.
Yeah.
And it was just this thing. It was mechanical, I think. And they sold them they were on Amazon actually.
Yeah,
And it just was a seal on your drink that totally sealed your drink, kind of like the boba drinks.
yeah.
And that's the only other place I've seen them. I've never seen a restaurant use it since
Yeah,
then.
I've heard of that.
But that was an
as well.
interesting concept too. 'Cause
Yeah.
then you have a choice of sealing it or not, but they were doing it no matter what.
Yeah, I actually have heard about that product. It wasn't on my competition slides. But
Okay.
that is because it's not reusable, so it's a one-time use thing.
Exactly.
But it's really the same concept, being able to trap the things inside your drink,
Yep.
not letting anything get out or into it.
Right.
So I really believe in that product as well. The only difference here, is that mine would be reusable time and time again, when that one you would have to, buy a pack of to
Right.
use over time.
And so therefore you could be emphasizing sustainability more.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So, otherwise, no, very good presentation. So glad to see that you have it like uber memorized. The only other thing that comes to mind when I think about one was B2B, which I've already said, and then emphasizing sustainability. If for your Q&A, do you have answers for manufacturing?
Not really.
Okay. Like if we were investors and we're listening, like the very first question I'm going to ask is about your team, right? Because it's about teams and exits, but in between you got to build something. So it's like manufacturing.
Yeah.
So where are you currently at? That's another slide that's missing, like current timeline.
Yeah.
So you're still in the prototype phase?
So prototype phase, working with actually my roommates who are engineer.
Are they the ones, are those these guys?
No, they're not.
Okay.
We want to make sure that they have questions.
Okay.
But yeah, so like they would be helping me create like a 3D model of my prototype.
Mhm.
And with that, once I have the correct dimensions and I'm able to actually have that, for example, 3D printed and tested out. I would love to, send those dimensions to a third-party manufacturer or, manufacturer in general that I'll be able to, mass produce or bulk produce. But the first step is really getting those dimensions out there and having the real 3D copy and model, online. So I know exactly, what works and what doesn't work.
And we can help you get access to 3D printers at the makerspace at Butte College. So, and there's, and we'd like to also solicit, actually, Ivan should be soliciting.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us virtually.
Yeah, is there any Zoomers that have any questions for our presenter, Carl?
We seem to be unable to open the chat, so if you want to raise your hand, you could go ahead and ask a question or we'll call on you.
Anyone?
Or just start talking.
Or just start talking.
Yeah.
But you have to unmute yourself.
Well, I have another quick question. Was there any specific event that like sparked this entrepreneurial idea?
Yeah, of course.
Got it.
So, of course, like that is also like the harder topic that people don't like to talk about. But of course, being a college student now in my 5th year, I've definitely had my share of seeing, traumatic experiences that, girls or guys have had to go through at parties. I had the experience of having to pick up one of my roommates in freshman year from a party. She was clearly drugged, and, it was clear who did it as well. So that's kind of, it's more about me wanting to always protect my friends and the people that I'm surrounded with, and putting that into an idea in product form. I think that, since drinking is so prevalent in college, and this doesn't just have to be for, alcohol, but, the main purpose of this is, it's just, I want there to be a way for people to feel safer, and not have to put that much effort, into changing their lifestyle or their way of partying or having fun. It's just really a simple little trick to just put it on. And then for the rest of the night, you're protected, from whatever there may be.
You have to make sure you take it off before you get your next drink.
Yeah.
Reminds me, I did have this thought earlier. Sorry, I'm a little slow this morning. So if you sold it through the Wildcat store, that could, and had it print screened or whatever with the logo, that's another channel. Then I was also thinking about how, don't they put together a bundle of stuff for freshmen? Like when you first start and like you get a t-shirt.
Yes.
They could, yeah, they could do a pre-order from you of whatever that is, people who live in the dorms and the whatever, whoever
They
the
could
bundle goes to.
Out at the, in the front row out there.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Right, and you could also, if you're doing this with roommates that are currently still students, then you could also do this, hand these out at different, like Choose Chico or Wildcat Welcome and things like that.
So it'd be considered oddly a promotional item.
Yeah.
Thinking like, because crap happens at trade shows too.
Yeah.
But,
Perhaps a bad word, you better be careful.
I know, I'm really gnarly, but,
Yeah. When I first started talking about this product, I would say, it would come in different colors and logos. And that's one thing that I think is really important is like, if I wanted to contact the school, I would be able to put, the mascot logo onto the party cup and be able to sell, a mass order to them.
Yeah.
So, give it out to other people. That's also why I mentioned the free sample marketing, being on campus and, just giving it out to a bunch of people.
Yeah,
Exactly. Especially even like at frat parties and things like that, just being able to hand them out and seeing that people are using them is going to get people talking about the product.
I mean, parents would be like, here's a pack of them,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I just had this visual. Anyway,
Thanks, mom.
hold on, this just gives me to something else now. And I lost it because.
I had a quick question about how did you arrive at your $3 price point?
Okay, yeah. I think that was a reasonable price point for being 2 products in one. The durability, being able to reuse it. I thought that was fair. And also just thinking about how much it would take to, create this product. I was thinking about the cost of goods sold and, doing research on 3D printing and, mass producing, some hard, durable, type of material. It's kind of, there's a ballpark, there isn't really a ballpark. So I had to just kind of think about how much would it take for me to first start producing these like, really with minimal units before mass production? And I just kind of estimated that would be, less than half or half of the selling price. So I still wanted to make a profit, that's 50% or more of, whatever I was selling it for. But I thought it was a reasonable, price for something that they're going to be using whenever they go out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like $3 for one and $4.99 for the bundle.
I would say you could get away with a little bit more.
Right.
But to really narrow down those costs, like you could see how much a machine, like a 3D printing machine would be that could produce something like that.
Because nowadays they're pretty cheap
Exactly.
compared to what they were even 5 years ago.
$1,000, $2,000,
Yeah.
might not be more than you think, and then how long it would take to create one.
Yeah.
And then that would give you, a base right there, and then if how many you would need to make to pay off that machine or things like that.
Yeah, right. Because I was thinking about using like those resources that you guys talked about, the free 3D printing to create my prototype. And from that, I wouldn't be producing, the 3D printing, myself in mass production. I would be,
Outsourcing.
working with, people that have huge 3D printing machines or multiple of them to create a lot at a time.
Because there is a little learning curve there.
Yeah, of course. But I definitely do need to understand how it works myself and know exactly, my engineering friends need to explain to me all the dimensions, the depth, everything like that.
We have engineering friends.
Yeah, it is. It's
Have you actually bought those other ones, the other three?
I have not, but
I would buy them just to see what they're like.
Yeah.
What they're made out of and how great they are,
yeah, I did do a lot of research, on their websites, their reviews, but I think that is, one of my next steps in doing research for my product is obviously buying the competitor to see how I'm better.
There was printing, 3D screen printing. You might want to look in what the costs of that would be too. So if someone approaches you and says, hey, yeah, I'd like you to make some for my bar or for the college or, hypothetically, whatever. Or for Chico Start and our Grad Tech Fest. You say it, right? Then you can give us a cost that would include that. So that'd be interesting to also pursue.
Yeah, could also look on the flip side, engraving. I'm not sure if 3D printed material, depending on, I think it should be plastic. If you can engrave that plastic, they'll have toxic fumes or things like that. But I know laser engraving machines are getting super advanced now.
You could probably put it in the design itself.
Yeah, or.
Oh, good point.
Creating.
Right, exactly. It would just be embedded.
Now, it goes against your durability thing, but if you use something like PLA, which is biodegradable, you might, it's just about the same price as ABS, which is liquid.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, something to look into.
Yeah.
What would you, what would you?
Materials, what's durable, cheapest.
Durable.
The durable.
Yeah.
But biodegradable,
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
PLA.
it's another emphasis on the sustainability,
Yeah, 100%.
right? Right, reusable is one thing, but then.
Biodegradable is another.
But-
But I think the customizable aspect of it is great and you can explore that more. Okay.
So,
Yeah, I will.
awesome presentation.
Give him one more round of applause.
All right, again, anybody else? Well,
That's a round of applause.
let's round of applause. Okay.
Oh,
anybody else?
hi, sorry, can you
Hi,
guys hear
Shirley.
me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
We have two.
Carl, I was just wondering, if you put them on something that people could carry with them, like kind of like a carabiner or something, they could put it on their keys and carry them.
Yeah, thank you, Cherie, for the comment. I definitely was thinking about that. I had just kind of talked about how I was planning on having like, some type of little hole that you can clip onto your keychain. But yeah, the carabiner would be a really great idea if people want to attach it to their backpacks or anything like that. I really need to think about, the sizes of the hole and things like that. But that is a really great idea that I need to consider. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. And then another thing I was thinking about is maybe getting on to when farmers market starts back up on Thursday nights to do more
Today.
customer research.
Sorry.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah, that would be a really great way to get feedback from people in the community. So I would definitely consider that as well.
Good luck.
Thank you,
Great
Cherie.
product.
I think Diego.
I think they were just clapping.
Yeah, they're just clapping.
Oh, they were. Oh, I thought it was that. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was. Yeah. I thought it-
All right, we'll go ahead and wrap it up
Go
here.
ahead, Ivan.
So I'd like to thank Eva Shepherd for being a chapter lead. And second, I'd like to thank our sponsors. And then I would like to let you know about some upcoming events that we got going on, some webinars. So SCORE is holding hosting an online business webinar called Starting an E-commerce Business, Tips for Selling Online. That'll be December 15th from 1 to 2. Then we have another event also online, another webinar called Identifying, Testing, and Growing Future Clean Tech with Kyle Next, also December 15th at 9 a.m. And as always, I'd like to thank our audience. Thank you for joining us for today's meeting. We will be taking a break for the holidays and we will be resuming 1 Million Cups January 11th. And lastly, I'd like to leave you with a little inspirational quote. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward.
With that, we're gonna crawl out of here.
All right, awesome.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.